Hey, greetings. Welcome back, brothers and sisters. Welcome to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. It is Talcott Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. Today's a day of a bunch of names, a bunch of labels. Independence Day, Tuesday, whatever. We can come up with other reasons to celebrate, but it's a day that's been created for all of us. So, Jack Talcott, that's who I am, and I'm here back again to try and offer some perspectives on faith. And I will open up the panel for some conversations and for some fellowship for those who are present and want to join. Starting out, let me address, hey, Moose, God bless, brother. Thank you for staying in touch. And please, credit goes to Moose. The opening that I continue to use today was his contribution. Optics are high. Yo, welcome, Freedom Grower. Asylum TV. Yes, I'm happy to talk to anyone and everyone who may care to hear what I have to say. Nemesis Live. Are you you might be the one that I saw my name in a recent. Hey, we'll open up the panel for those who wish to join. But today, July 4th, Independence Day, a day commemorated within the land of the United States to, supposedly, as the story goes, to recognize our independence from the tyranny and from the tyranny and poor representation, the taxation without representation. Supposedly, Independence Day was a day where collectively we became free from tyranny. And maybe that was true. Maybe it did happen. What's true today, though? What the hell are we celebrating? Are we celebrating? What are we celebrating? Independence Day, what does freedom mean? Do people even really talk about freedom? Independence Day, I remember my old life where I was an obedient employee, a public servant, so they say. And I remember observing a long time ago, it just really didn't make sense. You know, I'm a labor guy celebrating Labor Day, Independence Day, Veterans Day. All of these things supposedly apply to me. It's a day off from slavery. It's a day off from work, a day off from toil. And it really was nothing more than that. Even Christmas became like that, although especially at the post office. Post office at Christmas time is... Praise God, man. Praise God for the life I'm living, for the life we are sharing today. I thought the title, Freedom from Independence, might be an interesting idea. Earlier, I was thinking, Independence Day, what can we talk about that everybody else isn't already saying? Or do I just ignore the day like many others are? I started thinking more about freedom, what it means to be free in a spiritual concept, right? Not so much in the material concept. We are multidimensional beings. There's more than just the physical appearance of freedom. There is the mental freedom. And that one is where only you can see. Only you can see your prisons. Only you know the walls that you have imagined for yourself. Only you know the, what do they call them? Oh, there's a healthy term, boundaries. Only you know the boundaries of what you will and will not allow. So there's freedom, and from the spiritual aspect too, you can be in a loving relationship and feel just trapped. like no freedom. You can't express yourself because you feel like you're in this contract that can't be broken. Maybe I'm over confusing this. I don't intend to, but freedom is, it's that state of being beyond restrictions. Okay, so what are the restrictions in your life? What really, really, truly keeps us trapped is our thought patterns, our desires and our lusts. They create an attachment to us, a spiritual attachment, that only we can release ourselves from. These desires and temptations, they become, you know, the example. I had the desire to have a secure income. I lusted after safety and security. It was like something I felt I needed to have, thinking after that time getting out of the military. Because I did. I went from being a high school kid with shelter and board provided to me to being a government slave with shelter and board provided to me as a soldier. And then all of a sudden I'm out there in the real world and I don't have shelter and board. What do I do? So I had a desire for security, particularly when I found myself in a relationship. And, you know, she had intentions of a supposedly intentions of a family and a future together. But I couldn't see myself doing that without the security of a job, right? So then I stumbled my way into the post office and I was blessed. Holy cows. All I got to do is show up and do what they say. And every 2 weeks, there's like money in my account. Holy crap, more money than I'd ever made in my life. Kid didn't go to college, you know, just stumbled into comfort and security. I became trapped. So fucking trapped. I had a mental prison that I could not think myself out of. I couldn't even imagine my life in any other aspect than what I'd chosen. I had no freedom. There's many people alive today going through these same routines, selling themselves short for a paycheck from someone else. So I know I'm not alone with people who are free. But once we identify something, once you know what it is, once you set the intention of freedom, you can start recognizing it, start claiming it, start owning it. Because freedom is what this world needs. The only way we're going to become free, though, is when we become moral and, you know, holy. When we become whole and complete, full of integrity and character, when we are whole beings, that's when freedom is achieved. See, and this is the human development. What I'm trying to describe here is the human development of both maturity and spirituality. Developing the self-control within you, the awareness and focus of being you, that rises you, your experience rises you above the entrapment, the slave mindset, that limiting, self-limiting mind chatter that is, it's been conditioned throughout America. I know for sure, because I've experienced it, I've witnessed it, and I'm seeing it all very clearly here on the YouTube realm. Back to the point, freedom is when we rise beyond restrictions. Okay, so if desires and lusts are our restrictions, and that's only one aspect. Freedom is the ability to fulfill all of your desires. The freedom to do as you choose. The freedom is the ability to fulfill your desires and yet having none. Having no desires that control you. That is freedom. So I was thinking this too in the mythological, in the religious aspects of God and Satan, the devil. God creates, God brings the light, the strength, the power, the motion to all that is. And the devil, the Lord of lies, it is the master manipulator, right? It is the deceiver. It uses temptation. The devil uses temptation with our lusts, our desires. It's real easy to figure out a human's desires, reproduction and food. Consume and reproduce. That's the laws of nature. It's primitive. It's perfect. But humans, we have this consciousness and this ability to rise above the physical realm and to experience the conscious realm. And the conscious realm of the mind, that is our path and our gateway into the spirit, into the completeness, the unity of the universe. So the thought I was thinking is that if this is true, and I'm confident it is, the way of Jesus, loving, honest, truthful, in service of others, that is the way that we're supposed to live. That's the example. And even Jesus, as it's told after 40 days of fasting and isolation, faced temptations. The devil has no control. It offers. We have free will to choose. What do we choose? You can never know what you're going to choose until you're faced with a choice. And each day we get to choose what we offer to the world, what we consume, what we bring into us. We choose where our focus, our energy, and our attentions go. So what I was recognizing is if the devil uses temptations in order for us to be pulled off of the path of righteousness, pay attention to your temptations, to your desires. Watch what you desire. Notice what you're desiring. Notice what you are lusting for. And lust, I wanted someone else's definition. Oh, it's just an intense desire, right? So notice your desires. I think those were the thoughts I wanted to get out. So I'm dropping the link for the panel for those who do wish to join. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Right. We got independence. Look at the absurdity. I mean, comparative. We're supposed to learn from history. As the story goes, the Tea Party protested against the taxation without proper representation by those who were supposedly abroad, trying to make us pay in their currency, and so many things involved. Regardless, what kind of representation do we have today?
Hey, Jack, how are you doing today?
I am.
It's a good Tuesday. Just celebrating with a little bit of fireworks. Do you celebrate it?
I used to celebrate a lot of things, but today it's another day.
It's good being on your panel. I think it's the first time that I've been here. I'm just trying to share your story, trying to get your information known out there because you're a truth seeker. And Paul, like, he's kind of, was weird about it, but I don't know. There's a lot of members of the community I don't even know about. Like I don't even, I'm unsure about, and I just have to say like I just try my best to filter through the garbage of YouTube. You know what I mean?
Amen, brother. Thank you. You are welcome, and I appreciate I appreciate the fellowship. Welcome to you too, Dick. Let me AV. I recognized you from yesterday. Thank you for returning. This is a very good question, particularly with what I was talking about. An example of the difference between a temptation or a genuine want or need. This is where it's all individual and it's all kind of a game. We as you can deny yourself as much as you choose, but recognize everything you choose is your choice. Does that make sense? When we start owning our choices, recognizing that I don't have to do anything. I don't have to feed myself. I don't have to bathe myself. I don't have to go to work. I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. But there's consequences to my choices. So the want versus need is all going to be determined based on our purpose, our intentions, or I should say our intentions from the mind, and our purpose, I think, comes from the heart.
All right. What do you think about my intentions here? So I recently so I have 4 dogs. Uh, Sometimes they use the bathroom in the house. So people think it's gross or something because I went to Tractor Supply and bought a barrel. Like people do that all the time at dog parks to throw the poop away in and burn it because I own my private property. And I'm just wondering, like, why do people get mad at me whenever I show that on the camera? Because I'm just trying to show them a piece of my life, just like some YouTubers that I like you and other YouTubers. And I try to go different panels to talk to them. And some panels I've had to call them out because they've been very toxic. I don't know what your relationship with that Paul dude is, or the where we was before that I first. There's some dude that was just screaming at everybody while you were there, and you were like super pissed off, and he was just screaming, and everybody was screaming. I don't understand. Like people were going freaking out, going hog wild.
I'm not sure who else you meant there. But that sure, I've been in those situations and those conversations. But where I saw you starting, brother, was you started with, and actually, I think I'm connecting the dots of where your face is familiar. So I watched something of yours before, and I think I know this can you're talking about. So I think everything's coming together. I think I'm understanding you. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, I mean, people think it's nasty that, I mean, I know I shouldn't put it on the camera, but I feel like this. In order to get over on YouTube, you have to put your life in front of the camera sometimes for the good and bad. So, like, I've recently started like pseudo mukbanging, like eating stuff. It's weird, but it gets a lot of views. It's weird, dude, because I feel like I'm becoming one with the algorithm, but I'm getting more attention.
What do
I
you
don't
think
know.
that is, though? That is weird, the mukbang phenomenon. Like, everybody likes to watch people cram their pie hole full of, like, pesticide-laden GMO food.
Well, especially since I'm overweight, and then people's like, "Oh God, look, this why he's overweight because he eats McDonald's," and then I'll eat some McDonald's. It's not a lot like a Big Mac and fries, but still people go crazy because you're like they see me overweight, and
It's
they're
like
like,
you're an
"Oh, he needs to
authority,
stop."
right? They're like, he knows food because he's got a little extra, so he obviously has
I don't
tried it
know,
all, right? Yeah, maybe that's it.
but I don't want people to make fun of me because of my weight. It's weird.
Here, I do want to address what you're saying. Do you guys know a coach, Shawnyboy?
No, I don't.
Give me just a moment here. Let me figure out how to do this. There we go.
Yeah,
Hey,
the porn blocker. Yeah, I don't know.
well,
No, I'm not gonna porn spam. I'm not like that.
all right. Can I
I'm
see
not
your
gonna change
face
my.
just for a
Uh,
sec?
Absolutely not.
No?
No, I don't. I'd rather stay anonymous. I'm not gonna be here long. I just want to say Nemesis.
Okay.
My guy, you vape dog shit.
I
You have
don't.
dog
What are
shit
you talking
lung,
about? I don't vape dog shit.
bro. You vape dog shit. You have dog shit lung.
No, I don't, dude. Quit trolling.
Hey,
Why are
Go
you trolling?
go 5 minutes without coughing,
I
hey,
mean,
hold on.
I mean that's besides the point. Because I smoked like a joint or something, Jack, and it
bro.
gets
You were
crazy.
smoking meth in your live stream last night. I have
No,
video
I
proof of
wasn't.
it.
It was a
Yes,
Here,
nectar
hold
collector.
on. I'm going to interrupt this.
It's a nectar collector, Jack. Weed.
Well, I'm not sure the intentions. Okay. And this kind of comes back to what you were saying. This might, it appears someone's coming up to call you out. That's what I'm gathering from this brief exchange. All right. But here, you recognized you're finding some finding a rhythm with the algorithms. You seem to have intentions to grow on YouTube. But what is your purpose? Is it just to get, is it self-serving, or is it for others that you're trying to grow on YouTube and get attention?
Well, like I don't know how long you've been here, but 4 years I've been here, and I've been doing the same thing I've always done. YouTube's the one that's changed. YouTube has started catering to people like me because what I was doing back in the day was cooking videos, stuff like that. I've just had to wait 4 years for YouTube to catch up to what I was doing. I've never changed. The algorithms changed, and I stay the same. Do I like when my dog's pooping the floor? I get it up with some toilet paper and spray the floor, wipe it like that, always and clean real well, sanitary, and then I take the dog poop to the thing, and they make fun of me because I'm like, this is the way I burn it and stuff like that, dispose of it, just like I grill or something like hot dogs today, and I know hot dogs aren't good for you, but I don't know what this Coach Shawnyboy point is like by saying,
Okay. Nemesis, just hear me out for 5 minutes, okay? So my whole point is you sit here and you demand donations to go live, and then you sit on live for 5 minutes,
that's not
and then
true.
you continue. Then
That's
you can
not
hold
even
up.
true.
You're
That is
getting
true.
derailed here, Jack.
I'm
That is
seeing
true.
that. Hey,
That is true.
Coach
I'm about to leave.
Sean,
I'm not trying to derail your
Shawnyboy,
point.
Shawnyboy, hold on just a moment, okay? I don't want it to turn into an argument. If, however, if you're bringing these sounds like criticism, these observations, if you're bringing these for the purposes of helping, I can't remember, Asylum improve, let's deal with it. But are you open to criticism or feedback? And
I mean,
let's find,
I am. I just don't want him to make up lies. Like I don't smoke
fair
dog
enough.
species.
Okay,
That's
I
just
won't
don't
say that
make up
again.
no
But
lies, dude.
okay,
Yep.
Nemesis. But you have to admit, you go live or you get in Discord. You demand donations to go live. You demand
I don't
donations
demand.
before you. Yes, you do.
By
Nemesis,
who?
you do.
Well, actually, I did hear. I'm thinking you are the guy I listened to earlier. You tagged my name in a previous panel, and it was re-uploaded. Was that you?
Right. What do you
Okay.
like? I have begged on the internet. I'm getting over that now. I'm
Hey,
stopping the e-begging, Shawnyboy. Donations though, I've had them, and honestly, look, like YouTube will pay me once I make good enough content and people watch it. But Shawnyboy, it's like this. Like you have to understand, I'm not a perfect human being. I'm just 30 years old. That's it, dude. And like I know that you're in your 40s, Shawnyboy.
I'm definitely not in my 40s. I'm in my 20s.
Oh, okay.
hey, I'm offering this, okay? I see a lot of people on these YouTube panels and just period, not just on YouTube, but elsewhere. I see a lot of people trying to figure themselves out, trying to find their purpose. Where do I fit in? And what the hell is going on in this world? You mentioned that you're trying to find the truth, or you found me because you see that. I dropped my information in the private chat here. Okay. Let's have a conversation offline.
Oh, sure, sure. Would love to have that. Also, like I think a lot of these, when it comes to YouTube, it's just I don't know what it is. There's just a lot of troll culture, and I've kind of had to embrace that in order to get views. And Coach Shawnyboy is from that troll community, and I didn't want to embrace the trolls, but they're the ones that embraced me. They're the ones that accepted me and made me
because
one
you
of the
make it so
content.
easy. You reach out for this attention, and you're doing these things that bring in trolls. Okay, we didn't
I'm not
seek you
trying to
out. You
bring in
sought
trolls.
us
I'm trying
out.
to bring in an audience that I can entertain. And maybe the trolls are entertained by that. Are you entertained by me?
No, I like laughing at you because you do ridiculous things and you do very dumb things.
Like, I mean, not really. If you think about it, I'm
Bro,
actually.
you were hold on, time out. You were screaming into the camera last night. Jack Talcott is my daddy. Don't talk shit about my daddy. And then you
Yeah,
started
it's a
smoking
joke. It's a
meth.
joke. These people
Then you
don't
started
understand what
smoking meth. I
satire is,
have the
Jack.
video,
They don't
Nemesis.
Here,
understand the
tell you,
You
comedy.
started
tell you,
smoking meth
let's
and
pause,
screaming.
guys. Pause. Okay. If this is true, what I'm hearing and what I think I remember, there's a reason. There's a reason everything's coming out, and there may be some truth that you, by whatever energies you're doing, maybe you are bringing some of the trolley type, and maybe that's how you got there. But guess what? I can help you. I can help you find clarity in you to try and present something other than what the trolls are seeking, if you want.
That's why whenever I said Jack Talcott is my father, I feel like a spiritual advisor. You guys don't understand what that is on YouTube.
No, you were saying Jack
About the
Talcott is my
world. People,
biological daddy. I
yes,
have you quoted.
biological, because I feel
Jack
that
Talcott's my biological daddy.
I feel that
Rawr!
connected to
Rawr!
the
That was you,
bio
Lacey.
part. The bio part is a connection. We are all biological beings connected, and especially like we're
That
the
is the most retarded thing I've ever
European
heard. I'm
descent.
out.
There's a
Fuck you,
that
Nemesis.
we
You
should be.
dog shit vaping piece of shit.
Nah,
Suck a
dude.
dick.
Just
Hey,
be at peace. Be
please.
at peace. Be at peace.
There we go. Hey, take a breath.
I didn't want this
Yeah.
energy. I just wanted audience. These people came to me. And I know when they came to you, different people. You might not wanted them all. You expected better quality, but some people just they are who they are. These are the people that have chosen to follow me. I put something out there into the world. I didn't know the reaction, and now that I put it out there, I'm trying to re-examine myself to see why I've attracted so many trolls with this, whatever I'm doing.
Sounds like a great opportunity. Okay. It's probably quite challenging because I can relate some of the things you're saying. I'm sure not getting the reactions or results that I thought I'd receive, but you know, we'll figure it out.
Yep.
What's
As
this
much
other?
as I hate to agree with you, Asylum, yeah, on a biological level, even energetic, we're interconnected.
All right, I'm not trying to smoke on stream. I don't know what the like. Okay, I'm not trying to smoke on the stream. You don't care?
Well,
Like keep it off camera.
Well,
It's like
you're
your monetization.
presenting you.
I don't know.
You're presenting you, and as long as it, you know,
This is it's weed. It's THCA. When I do ask, like I said, I did ask for donations because I was in a place to where I thought that I was owed something, and people actually did pay me a little bit, and then they started to troll me more because they paid me, and they said, "Now that we've given you something, now we can troll you because we can make up stuff that you're a scammer and a fraud." And I'm thinking, do you guys know what a donation is? A donation, whenever you donate, nobody has to do anything. It's just me. If I choose to do something after the fact, that's them. But these people that come up here are mostly just clout chasers, honestly, like looking for namesake by me.
That's kind of what it seems like you're doing as well. So recognize that, that's actually something the universe does with us. We will, the people, we'll bring into our experience the people and energies that match what we're putting out. And so the best way we learn is notice what you're triggering. Notice what you don't like. If you see something in someone else that you don't like, there's a reason you noticed it, so look within yourself to see how it's matching up.
Recently I've started to do mushrooms, Amanita muscaria, not the cybacillin. I've started to do them, and I've started to actually connect with I feel better. Like,
wow, those are the heavy duty ones. Those Anamitas, those are that's some serious psychedelics right there. That's strong stuff. From what I understand, the back when I was young, we would get the little Liberty caps, just the small ones, and they were pretty mellow. And then I tried those psilocybins, those fucking purple stem, like crazy big ass ones, and that was pretty intense. And then I actually never took Anamita, but I was always told, if you want the fucking cowabunga dose, man, that's the Big Lebowski right there. Can be deadly.
It's legal now. They sell them at the dispensary. I just pick up some gummies, and it has mucimol and Amanita muscaria in it, and it's like a micro dose of it, so it's not going to hurt you. 15 or less milligrams, I believe they said. And I take that too, and all this is treatment. I do therapy. I actually have this vial of stuff. It's for therapy. I don't know if have you ever tried the water soluble, Jack?
No, I haven't seen that.
It tastes just like the oil, dude. And then you take that, and then it gets into your system quick. I don't even know if you're a user or what you do, but this stuff I do for therapy. I don't think I'll always do it, but right now my mind is it's in therapy mode, basically.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people get benefit off the microdosing. I've never done it myself in that respect, medicinally. I came up, Jack, because you were talking about the, Satan and how that might intervene in your life, and I was asking that question the other day on Paul's show about Jesus, and how would you know that Jesus is intervening? And is it that black and white, or is it like a spectrum of frequency? Could you really equate one energy and say, well, that's the devil, or that this is God, this is Jesus? And I wondered your guys' thoughts on that. Is it really that black and white, or is it just a spectrum?
Great questions, Dick. And actually, I did see.
Damn, dude! Like, how long have I been unmuted? I didn't mean. The reason I dose myself, Mr. Dick, here is, and to answer your question is, I do believe there's a light in the darkness, and I believe there's a darkness in me. And when I was locked up in an insane asylum for a few days, not long, I come to know that I'm not really crazy. I just have depression, anxiety they diagnosed me with. There's some people there that just act possessed, and they act like they can't do anything. They act crazy. Like schizophrenic is what I mean, not crazy. Schizophrenia is known as like the possession type deal. I don't know, but that's just my answer. So I do believe there's a black and white. I believe there's a treatment. If you are like schizo, there's treatment, and it really does help, the medication. Like for me, at least, for depression, Lexapro and Vistaril. Vistaril is okay, but
tell you what, take advantage of my offer. Give me a call, or let's set up a time to talk. I'll share some tips on your depression, and you can recognize those other tools got you here, and then you can take yourself tools by the mushrooms and stuff. You can take yourself beyond what the plants will do. And if I can jump in that question Dick asked, I think, especially the way you asked it, it's a very astute question. And it's one that I don't know. I think it's going to be an individual answer as far as the distinction. But for me, what I've come to define for myself is that the Christ that was demonstrated in Yeshua or Jesus is that spirit. It's that personality. It's that archetype, that energy of a godlike, divine presence, one who is light and love. And I had this conversation earlier today, actually. In my life, I've never really experienced supernatural. I mean, lots of little, not lots, but I've had enough little things where it makes you question, makes you wonder. But Dick, I'm a trusting man, and people tend to open up with me and tell me things about their past. And I have heard so many stories of people dealing with demonic possession, dealing with, well, not just the demonic, but also the angelic. I've had real, truly credible testimony of people's experiences with the archetype and energy. They said beyond a doubt, this is Jesus. So for ourselves, how do I know the difference? To me, I credit all things to God. That way it's safer, right? That way it's all God's doing. Anything good comes from God. And as far as how do I know when the presence of Christ is with me? By how I feel.
Hey, but just recently, we didn't know that it was more of a matrix, like God designed it like a computer simulation. Actually, he did. Actually, the world is designed like a code. It's not actually like a physical hard structure. It's more like little code. Like, that's why we have code, and that's why the algorithm and humanity are together. This is what they meant by the Tower of Babel. It's something we're not meant to do is build the machines that could conquer the world. So, just like the Tower of Babel, where have a fall, and it's the pride. It's like it says, pride comes before the fall. So the fall is after this. Like, we're living in literally the next to last phase. I don't know if we'll see in our lifetime, but it's the next to last. It's like we're right now in the pride stage. Pride is before the fall. So the fall's next, and the new heaven and new earth, according to the Bible. Because right now we have the pride movement. That was Satan's sin. So that anybody that associates with that, and it's like, oh, I stand up for the pride over God, that dress like demons, that openly worship the devil figure, whatever they want, or themselves, or other celebrities. Like, if you worship someone like Lil Nas X as a Satanist, and you look up to him, and you look up to him as an idol, then you are also worshiping Satan, because you're worshiping one of his, what do they call it, false prophets.
This, amen, with what you said, not just the celebrity, but I think Dick and I agree on this. I hope I don't. People put Jesus, that image, that name, on a pedestal. They put the book, a Bible, or the Quran, they put it on a pedestal. They worship a false idol. They worship not the energy, not the meanings, not the truth, but they worship a thing. And to make us free, we got to release ourselves from the things and recognize that we are not things. We are the verbs. We are creation that is happening. We are the ones who are experiencing and creating history. From us, the future will be revealed. And I think, brother, I think the pride comes before the fall. Humanity is in a state of prideful arrogance. Prideful arrogance and shame are what is keeping slavery and oppression and all of this profitable conflict. That's what's doing it. Is our humanity is in a state of arrogance, particularly in the Western world. We've come to take everything for granted. We've got life so much easier than many others, and yet the point is, the fall can happen like that, and the new world can be realized. It's already here. It's waiting for us.
I mean, I'm liking my new world because, like, in the old world, I was a homeless dude. Like, I was working at Huddle House, and, like, it's like a Waffle House, and I was homeless. But now, that was when I was 25. But now, when I'm 35 years later, I own a home and, a couple vehicles. And I do my own thing here on YouTube, get some donations. But it's not about the donations. That was a satire to make fun. Like, I was begging. Like, it was funny to the audience because, but they don't know that they're part of the content. I tell them, you come on my panel, you're part of my content. I come on other people's channel, I'm part of their content. That's not my channel, or this is not your channel. And they're like, oh, no, you can't use me as content. I said, literally, you are being used as content. This is called YouTube. If you participate, I'm the content and you're the content. And I've just molded it to the algorithm. I know what it wants now. It wants me to act this way, and it wants me to build other channels like Jack's. Because when I share Jack, people's like, who's Jack Talcott? And then we're going to build up other channels that deserve it, not that don't deserve it. Is this your normal chat numbers? Or
Yeah.
you get about 30? I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with what you were saying about the architect, or the archetype, though, Paul or Jack, where it's I was just on Paul and Slave's show, so kind of gaff there, but and that's kind of what made me think of this, because I was having the opposite discussion in a prior conversation, and then you were kind of going into the Satan type of thing. And I'm with you that there's definitely like demonic energy and there's angelic energy, and I can discern that. But that still doesn't like make it an absolute to me that it's either or, that these things might not be operating on different spectrums of it. Like, could you have something that's more demonic than one version of demonic, versus, and the same thing with kind of the angelic spectrum. And it sounds almost like I'm talking, with like gender fluidity today. They're saying everything's a spectrum. You don't even know if you're a man or a woman or what, So now am I saying you don't even know it's good or bad? But I really think it does come down to discernment. But if you get too dogmatic in it, you might characterize something as bad that's actually your greatest teacher or somebody else's, needed lesson in that moment. It may be hard to watch, but that doesn't mean, as you kind of characterized earlier, Jack, that all things do work for good or all things work for the Most High, that they're working towards God's purpose if you'll see it that way and you're willing to learn from it.
Amen, brother. Do you agree with this? I mean, agree, but the statement.
I'm not following along with him because he's I don't know if he actually believes in the devil. Like, the devil is like an entity, an influencer. That's why on YouTube people's call it he's an influencer. This is what the devil does. The devil's the algorithm, of course.
Yeah, are you saying it's a physical being, like a deity, or is it just a spiritual significance?
Like, the algorithm is demonic. That is the devil.
Well,
I wouldn't argue with that. I can go with
that's
you on
a
that.
theory. That's just one theory.
I think
another
it's a
theory is the
valid
Mandela
observation,
effect,
though. There's demonic aspects to the algorithm. But are you saying the devil, because you said it's an entity, so is it a specific being that exists somewhere in space and time that like you
Yeah,
could go
like
to a location and
right now. Shout out to like I was just communicating with it during Pride Month, and if you communicate with it during Pride Month, you say shout out Pride Month. It gives you a boost in the algorithm, and I got a hell of a lot. I got 257 fucking subscribers last month. So look, that's a lot in a month. That's just for that. And now this month, today's America Day, so go out and buy America's stuff. It's on sale. We love America and our YouTube overlords. We pay homage to them, and saying
Hey,
shit like that, they actually like they
let's
like you to kiss.
let's bring it back into
You got to butt kiss them.
let's bring it, some of what you said back into like the conceptual discussions, light versus dark, good versus evil. One of the things I truly feel, there is only one, right? There's one mind from which all things come. It includes the light and the dark, and we are experiencing our own our own journey through the light and the dark and through the infinite realm of knowledge. So to break it down, we have love and fear. Those two energies are the source and base of all of our emotions. And then those come into, how does it feel? Is it desirable or undesirable? Because really, good or bad, it's all perspective. So if I focus on my moments, which is just the hours I'm awake, then I focus on how I feel and what the world might feel as I interact with it. And really, that is what Jesus was teaching. Have faith.
Amen, brother. Hey, I want to say hi because I felt like you were kind of on your down right there. So yeah, I just want to say hi. I don't know what Asylum TV was going on about because I missed a little part of that conversation. But I was wondering because it kind of goes along with what you're saying, but a little bit different. I was reading this Native American proverb about how if we feed, like, we have two wolves, and when you feed which you get to choose which wolf you feed. And Jack, do you believe in that? Do you think that? Because I do. I honestly believe that the more I feed the negativity, the more I feed the dark, evil side of myself, I feel it kind of enticing me to go farther, to be more powerful and more egoic. And anyways, I'm going to yield right there. I think you know what I'm trying to say.
I do, brother. And I agree. And I think this is, well, these are great discussions for today and for this time. Within us is the good and bad potential. Okay. And the good and bad potential are the movements we'll choose. And the movements we choose are based on our desires, our intentions. All of these things are within. All of the answers are within. And there's truth too, where attention and energy goes, where focus goes, it grows. Our minds have so much power.
Yeah.
This is a little bit off, and just to wrap this up, sometimes we have to convince ourselves that the termination of our feelings is amazing. That is actually words of wisdom. One of the things that helped me was the simple recognition that my emotional pain, it's only as deep as I allow it, and I only carry it as long as I want to pick it up. So,
to provide maybe a different perspective or play the devil's advocate, if you will, because I've looked at this too, and there's a lot of people that say you got to kill the ego or like get rid of this part of yourself that's in vanity. But then I look at the Bible, and even the Old Testament God, he was jealous, wrathful, had all this kind of vitriol, indignation for, certain people that he didn't like so much. And I wonder if it's not that you want to not feed one of the wolves because, well, then you're killing a part of yourself, right? If you starve it, and you might actually cause that wolf to like backfire on you because he's not getting any fed, and it's a part of yourself.
Good.
So it's like you have to balance those energies, or those two wolves, if you will, and use them appropriately, because there is a time for anger. There is a time, to have that sense of
Who
desire
says?
to create justice.
Who says?
Only me. I'm the only authority that can speak that absolutely for myself, not for anyone else. But that's why I said I'll provide a different perspective on it, that you maybe don't want to kill the wolf and not feed it and starve it. You want to bring it into submission to your greater spirit and your greater intentions, and use it purposefully.
That's amazing.
See, that's
Thank you
what
for
I've
sharing
done.
that.
It's called grabbing life by the horns. That's what we here in the South would call it, and me here in the country accent. You laugh by the horns, you grab life by the balls, and you hump it into submission. And you
Well,
restrain it. Dude, you are the best version of yourself that you choose to be. But you have to reach out and grab it first. This life is 90% reach, 10% reaction. And the other way, too. It's like you have to reach out. Imagine, like, if you never get up out of a chair and go outside and touch grass, you'll never get that feeling of nature. I'm at the top of the green level. Like they say, there's levels in nature. There's water consciousness, whatever, air consciousness, fire. I'm right now in the earth consciousness, in a high state of the earth consciousness.
I think I get what you're saying.
Is this the same guy, MC Nemesis?
Yeah, I think it is. You are, yeah, McNemesis. That's who this is.
MC, like I'm a rapper.
Gotcha.
And
Hey,
the algorithm taught me how to rap, Jack. They did.
well, here, dude, you seem quite fascinating. I'm glad to meet you, brother. I want to come back, Dick. That was a well presented, so to say, devil's advocate. But you're absolutely right. The dark wolf, it shouldn't be left to starve and ignored and denied, because it will fight back. And it's all about shadow integration. It's all about bringing all of the potential of us into us, recognizing, yep, I do have the potential to beat someone's head into, I do have the potential to be rageful and violent.
Hey, speaking of rageful, I'm not an animal abuser. Anyone in the comments saying that, screw you. Stop saying that. I don't know why you would say that. Stop it. I'm not an animal abuser. I told you I don't play that.
I almost feel like you found your own Illuminati.
It's possible, but I'm enjoying this. I'm welcoming. It was
No, I don't mean that in
was a
a
joke.
derogatory way, brother. I just
No,
mean
no.
like somebody who can, he talks and you can
brings
command
some
a
energy.
microphone, all right? Yeah, some energy. There you go.
Give me the
Yeah.
mic and I go off. Most of these rappers so soft. They like listening to Zoe off. Yeah, I take a puff and I cough. See, like, I just do that shit off the top of the dome. Stone at home alone, no place to call home, nobody to pick up on the other side of the telephone. What the fuck am I gonna do, bro? I don't know. Maybe I'll spit a real sick flow in the ice cold snow. Maybe bring a blizzard. They call me a lyrical wizard because I'm ripping out these haters' gizzards and frying them up in a pan. Oh goddamn, with some salmon and ham, yeah, and glazed too. Damn, salmon and ham, salmon and ham. See, I just do that shit off the top of the dome, and that is good rap, and that is what I've been teaching myself how to do for the past years. And people are jealous because I got albums published and they can't do that shit.
You are fascinating, my friend. Fascinating.
Well, and the yogi might tell you kill both the wolves, right? Like sit by the tree, don't feed any aspect of self. Just be zen, be now, be totally detached from any materialism, any idea of self. You're one with everything. You're interconnected with everything. It's just another path. I don't know that the end result is in equilibrium, though. It's kind of like they get out of balance too. You hear like the story of the Buddha. He's like leaving his only child to go sit by a fucking tree with a bunch of old men to try to find enlightenment. Did he miss out on
This
maybe
dude right here,
the better
to
path?
argue with the fool, he said he's in his 20s. He is a baby. I mean, I'm just joking, of course, but I'm like, are you really in your 20s trying to tell me what to do? That's one issue that is bothering me.
Well, hi, Rez.
You
Here.
talking about someone in the chat?
This dude right here, to argue with the fool, he was trying to tell me
No,
what to
he's
do or
not in
something.
his 20s.
He's not in his 20s.
Oh, I thought he was in his 60s. In his 40s, I mean.
Hey,
Could be.
Hey,
I'm
fool.
not sure where your mind went.
Hey, fool.
Dick-
It went to this fool right here.
hold
And he said-
on. Hey, please. Please. You're welcome here, but Dick was talking about another good point. In the story of the Buddha, that's actually, as I understand what you just said, is he left his life of luxury and abundance, went out to become, is the right word ascetic, I think, where they devote themselves to minimalist and devotion. But then I understand that he went from one extreme to the other and then said life is balance, right? And to me, that's kind of what in my mind, I thought that's what Jesus was doing. There was already yogis and ascended people in the past. And I thought, well, here's this guy, Jesus. He's like divinely brought here, predicted, prophesized. He comes out as the teacher. And rather than staying in the hills waiting for people to come to him, he goes out to the masses and says, hey, brothers and sisters, here's how you know our Father. Here's how we love one another. Just follow me, right? And so in this crazy story, back to what you were saying, Dick, about the, if I may, the light versus dark. Within the realm of consciousness and knowledge, we've got love and logic. Those two things within us. Love through our desires and our feelings, and I don't know, through that unseen power and force, we bring the logic and reasoning and the words, the language. And through the language and the words, we refine and define and make the language and expressions more powerful.
What drugs do you like to do? Like, have you ever done drugs before, like marijuana or mushrooms or anything like that from the earth?
Yes, brother.
You I think anything that's from the earth that you can consume. I mean, is that fair game? Like, that's not chemically processed, or will it still hurt you?
You're not a doctor. You shouldn't answer that.
Everyone is on their own experience. I've tried many different drugs. I avoided heroin and like some of the harsher ones, PCP and stuff. I avoided all that stuff. I do still currently, I enjoy cannabis, mushrooms. I believe maybe some of these plants, mushrooms, and some of these psychedelics, they may come into our lives when we're ready for them. But you could apply that to everything, actually. If your perspective is absolute faith, all things come into our lives when we're ready for them or in preparation for what's to come. So today's preparing us for the future. What are we going to do?
People are making fun of me because I'm fat in the comments.
People are
Jack,
full of opinions, aren't they?
Hey, I'm okay with it as long as it doesn't tread on my rights. Like, don't try to dox people, I've been doxed before, and I'm not happy about it.
Yep, me as well.
Fuck, dude. The internet's shitty. Like, this level of consciousness, I
Yeah,
know. Like,
this is kind of bringing the level of the vibration down. You know, the level of understanding is way above this, so we can raise this up a little bit. Sorry, my bad.
how so?
Well, we are all meeting today, and today we're all coming in from different pasts, but and there is different levels of awareness and consciousness. We're all developing at our own rates and our own pace together. So today we're just helping each other develop a little bit more. A day of freedom from independence. Do you know how much easier things are when you're not all alone? Do you know the benefit of having someone trustworthy with you? There's so much better to be in the small
This is
world.
why I think that you're my biological father, because don't we kind of act similar? Like, how many women did you sleep with in college
I didn't go to college.
or in your college years, your early 20s? Anybody that looks like me?
I hope not, but it's possible.
In female form, you know?
It's possible, but
No, look. People call me a jokester, right? A comedian. But look, I'm for the good of the people. Here's what state of consciousness I'm in. I'm a Christian conservative that smokes marijuana, and mushrooms are okay in microdoses. I drink diet soda. So, yeah. So I try to stay away from sugar and gluten because I feel better when I do. And to argue with a fool, there ain't no dick to go with that Jack Talcott. Jack Talcott, are you my biological father?
It's doubtful.
Please. Well, can you claim me as your spiritual son?
The lie detector determines that was a
Because
lie.
hey, look. If you claim me and you want to be part of Asylum TV, we'll do it. We'll collaborate, and you ain't got to do nothing. This is
Really?
it. This is all we got to do. Like, I already share your channel. Like, I think you're a philosopher, underrated, and I tell people about your website and stuff, and what I am is a hype man. Like, I do ridiculous stuff. Like, I do, like, I don't know, just talk about stuff that's crazy, like lolcows. And some people say that I'm a lolcow, but to argue with a fool, there ain't no dick in that Jack Talcott.
Hey, especially if you're being honest, respect and thank you. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Regardless. What's that?
The niceties, yeah, I'm just stoned. Like, and that's what I think by vibrations. What kind of vibrations are we trying to set here? To be on earth, air, water, fire. What are we trying to get here?
We're trying to reunite with spirit, to stop clinging to the material, to stop holding down our descent into the past, and allow our minds to open beyond the limits of the past, beyond the perceptions of disbelief, to allow our minds to expand and our heart to move forward, right? Into the greater future, into the greater experiences, into the love of life that we all want to experience. I think this is our lifetime to change this world. And hey, brother, I'm not necessarily looking for a hype man, but I am hoping to recruit support, hoping to grow a movement, because that's actually what I want. I really don't care that Jack Talcott gets famous, but I do care that a movement and a happening is grown. Because someone was saying previously that the devil is an influencer. All beings all beings, we are influencers. God is the creator. God is the provider. God controls. We have the opportunity to influence this entire realm through the direction and focus of our consciousness. I don't know.
Let me say, look, I don't know if you watch pro wrestling, but sometimes that I channel this darkness by doing like little skits like, hey, you motherfucking, I'm the troll slayer. And if you get in my way, I'm going to pick up my battle axe and cut your motherfucking heads off and drink the blood. And then, you like, dumb shit like that. And that shit is what's called the locale rage out. But I don't know why it's called that. It's just me doing a pro wrestling skit. And I just try to do that. You harness the emotions. I harness the energy. I harness the carnage to bring about the bars.
Brother, I think you've got a genuine heart. I mean, a good heart to you. And I think you're genuine about, I want to believe that people, you know what? I do believe we are all here. We all have this spirit within us that wants to experience and wants to add to and contribute to the experiences of others. Within us, we've all got this desire to help improve the lives of others. We do all care. We all care. It's a matter of what we give our time and attention to. It's a matter of what we prioritize. And we got to stop ignoring what we care about. We got to identify what we want, what is important to us, and allow those things to guide our desires.
I know it. And that's a good point.
Hey, brothers, I feel complete. I feel like I shared the perspectives I wanted to, and I received fellowship today, the blessings of new people, new visitors. But I'm feeling we should wrap it up. Any final words from you guys?
Thank you to Talcott.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for holding this. And I guess we'll see you tomorrow, right?
I pray so. Thank you, Moose. Thank
Praise
you.
be, brother.
Thanks, Jack. Take care, bud.
Dick, you as well. God bless. Thank you, brother. Brothers and sisters, thank you again for joining today, in the future. And you know, there is truth. I am trying to grow the influence that I offer. I feel blessed. I truly, truly feel blessed. And I feel blessed with just everything. It changed my perspective on my life. All I did, I changed my perspective on my life. And my life has entirely changed. Now, the evidence outside, it doesn't show, kind of contradicts. My past contradicts how I feel today, the direction I'm focused on in the future. Because by all rights, I shouldn't be here, but I am. And maybe if you're honest about your past, and I've had these conversations with maybe if you're honest, maybe you shouldn't be here. Maybe there's evidence that a higher intelligence, maybe a guiding force, maybe there was something with you this whole time, loving you, encouraging you, supporting you, bringing forth that which made you, you. Just makes sense to me. Praise God. Seriously. Praise God. You can move beyond religion, beyond the limits of man-made religions. You can move beyond the dogmas and the traditions. You can move beyond any imagined separations between you and God. Worship love. Figure out love. You'll gain a better understanding of God. At least that's what I did. Until next time, hopefully tomorrow, possibly tomorrow, if not in the near future, we will return. Choose love, peace for everyone, and live without fear. God bless, and thank you. Thank you for joining.